Hi everybody, I'm Kathleen Byram, otherwise known as Donkey, the author of Conversations with Donkey, A Bipolar Journey. What I'd like to talk to you about today is LOLSpeak. That is the internet language that was made up back in the early 2000s or so. I came to know it around 2008 when I went to the cheeseburger site where they have the lolcat pictures. And we kind of made it up as we went. The thing I want to talk about it is how it affects you when it's used properly. And what I mean by that is you can say a lot of things very kindly that sound far, far worse and more hurtful if you say it in a regular voice. I don't think I want to come up with negative examples, but think about the softness that's involved in using gentle LOLSpeak type talking and the type of talking that just occurs between you and me. Now, if I were to say, your hair isn't what I would prefer, but I like it for you. That sounds okay, but it's not really great. But if you say it in a lolcat way, or I should say LOLSpeak way, you soften it. And it may come out something like, well, that's not my preference. But then again, who am I to say what people should wear and do and be? And maybe you might add, it be looking good on you. That's a really terrible example. But see, I think what I'm trying to get at here is when you speak in LOLSpeak, everything sounds kinder and gentler and sweeter until you get those people. There's always one in every crowd that uses it to say ugly things, which I don't care for, but who am I to say? Who am I to say that? So what I'm trying to get at here is, I do have points, dang it. What I'm trying to get at is, there are ways, if you don't want to use LOLSpeak because you are normal, that's a little humor, okay? If you don't want to use LOLSpeak, but you want to sound kind, we have ways of doing that. Why can't we do it more often? Why can't we talk to people more kindly and gently? Why do we have to come out and say, I don't like your hair? Maybe that feels comfortable to you, and maybe it feels liberating to be able to come out and say what you think. But I think there are better ways of saying it. For instance, when I use the word interesting, I find a lot of things that are interesting, but that doesn't necessarily mean I prefer them. See, prefer is a better word than like, because when you say you don't like something, that just sounds bad to people. They don't want to hear that you don't like their shirt or their hair or whatever. And it's not, I don't think it's necessary to tell people things like that unless they need it for a specific reason and it's important that you tell them. That's different. But if somebody came to me and said, Kathleen, I want your honest opinion. What do you think about my hair? And I think it's a train wreck. There are ways of describing a metaphorical train wreck that don't sound bad. You could say, wow, that's wild. I think it's really interesting. You don't have to just say, I don't think I like it. There are lots of ways of saying things to make things be kinder. And this is a world in which there is a lot of unkindness going on right now. I think we all know that in our heart of hearts. The world is an unkind place. And if we can get a little bit of sweetness and love and kindness into it, just by changing the way we talk to each other, it would be such a much better place. Don't you think? That's all I want to say for now, except please like and subscribe and leave me a comment if you can think of anything that you'd like to say. And also, I don't know if I told you about my book. Here's my book, Conversations with Donkey, A Bipolar Journey by Kathleen Byram. It's available on Amazon. It's available on Barnes & Noble. Although it's going to cost you a lot more. It's available on Walmart and other places. You can Google it and you can find all the different places that it's on. Thank you very much for listening. And if you have any comments to say about LOLSpeak or about facilitating speaking kinder to people, please make your comments down below. I'd love to hear them. Thank you for listening. Bye-bye.